Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Next, we're going to think like a bass player. We're going to play all the roots of the chords. That's easy enough. So, but I encourage you to get your eyes used to reading the chord symbols, not reading the notes, and really imagining where all the notes for those chords fall. So let's try it. We're going to do it at the same tempo, and just for fun, let's do pizzicato. Since we're walking the bass line. Ready? So we're going to do the roots. 2, 3, 4. So now, we're going to do what's called power chords. Who knows what a power chord is? All right. A power chord is a root in the fifth. It's a term used in rock and heavy metal and hard rock. It was developed by guitar players to play things like create that distortion. I can't really do it. You're going to be playing next door, so I can't really. Yes, they already did. I want to be playing. So, all right. So we're going to do, but power chords are a great way to kind of mark your way through any song. It doesn't have to be a rock and roll song, and kind of stabilize the chords in your mind. So we're just going to play, instead of just playing the roots, we're going to add the fifths across from each note. Now, when we get to the F sharp diminished, we're going to play a tritone over the F sharp diminished chord. So we're going to have an F sharp in the bottom and a C natural on the top. Because if you play a diminished arpeggio, it's all minor thirds. So let's play that slowly without the backing track, and then we'll try it with the backing track. Really slowly. Power chords, starting with the C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the record, I want to say, I don't care what range of your instrument you play these in. Obviously, if you're walking the bass line and if you're a violinist, it's better to play on the lower strings of your instrument. But what's important is you learn what the roots, thirds, fifths are of these chords in any part of your instrument. So if you're improvising, you're way up in the stratosphere, you don't have to go, okay, next chord, oops, I got to get down to first position because I'm not comfortable up here. You want to be comfortable everywhere. So let's try it at a slower tempo. Let me make sure the volume of this is correct. Yeah. Ready? Let's do this. Here we go. 1, we're going to do power chords one more time. 2, 3, 4. begins. Now you're going to do not the roots, but the thirds. So you have to think about what's the third of each chord. Now, I've written them out for you here, but the last time I did this class 2 years ago, I didn't have this. I had everyone do it in their heads, which is really what you want to do, because you want to get to the point where you're thinking about this stuff automatically. You don't have it spoon-fed in the form of written music. But let's try it. If you want to read it today, by all means, go ahead. We're going to do the thirds. All right, so the third of C is, the third of E dominant 7 is, the third of A7, and so on and so forth. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the same thing with the fifths. Let's try it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crazier. So then what we do, if I was in a lesson teaching somebody, we'd randomize it. So I would go root, fifth, third, root, fifth, etc., etc. And then we would just keep doing it, and speed it up eventually. So let's read what I have written here for now, and then let's play that game and see who can keep up, just for fun. All right, so first of all, let's just read what's here. We're going to do randomized chord tones. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, let's actually do this. I'm going to call out the chords, and the chord tones, and see if you guys can keep up. And don't feel bad if you can't. This is something you're new at, and you're supposed to mess up. And the whole idea with this is to go through all these steps with 1 or 2 songs a week. Make each song like you're working on an etude or a concerto. You practice it every day. You go through this whole process, preferably in your head without having to write it down. And you'll find that you get progressively better. But you got to put in the work. Do it for like a year and see the difference in the end. This is how I learned to play jazz. This is how a lot of people learn. So it's definitely a process. And you don't get discouraged with yourself if you don't nail the changes right away. So with that in mind, let's try this out. We're going to start with the root of C major. So here we go. with the root. Ready? Everybody ready? 2, 3, 4. Root. Third. Third. Root. 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 Fifth. Root. Fifth. Third. Root. Fifth. Third. Root. Third. Did anyone notice something I did with my note choices?
Of course.
What?
You connected them.
I connected them. I tried to think of common tones. For example, the D7, I was having you guys play the root, and then, which is D, and then for the G7, I had you stay on the D, which is the fifth. Or I'd have you play a note that's really close by. So you want to get into the idea of voice leading or using common tones, because it just makes for smoother, more musical phrases.